I just whipped the front wheel out there, and I have it sitting. I'm going to give it a bit of a clean up before we get the tyre fitted tomorrow. Of course, I fitted those calipers and all back and torqued them all up the other day, and they're all back off again now, so that's whatever, you live and learn. The tyre wasn't meant to be here for at least another 3 weeks, and it arrived yesterday, or it arrived today, so there you go. It looks very bare now at the front. I've got it jacked up with one jack there and supported with another jack here. I don't have an axle stand up in this garage, so it'll be fine. 2 jacks, grand. So I'll go down here and give this a bit of a polish. Thankfully, looking at the rim, it's not too bad. I'll remove all these weights, give that a bit of a polish up with Solvol Auto Sol, and take it down and get a tyre fitted tomorrow. New front tyre fitted. Bridgestone Battle Axe BT46. I know what is it? 190/18. Right, well what we'll do is we'll get this front wheel thrown back in again, and we'll take it from there. More good news today. Air filter arrived. Look at that. Beautiful. Clean. So we'll get that. Okay, first thing we're going to fit is this fork brace, which does exactly what it says in the tin. It braces the forks. Give them a bit of added strength. It can be a footy wee job this year. It's just tricky to get out. There's 4 wee Allen head bolts, which we'll try and start here. I'd already given this a bit of a polish up and lacquered it last night. So it should stay nice and shiny for a while. Right, that's not so bad. Click. Right. I've already greased the spacer. I've greased the seal on it, and I've put grease around the far side on the speedo drive as well to let the axle slip through without wrecking anything. Looking good. Look at that. Straight through. Washer. Nut. Right, I just slipped the mud guard back into place there, and I get it entered up here like that, and there's a bracket goes on there to hold the speedo cable. Up the top. Now 2 nuts. One. 2. That should hold everything up in place. This is the speedo cable, goes into the speedo drive down here. It just pushes in, it's a knurled nut. I'll get that tightened up in a minute or two. Right, we'll get these mudguard stroke brake hose brackets refitted. These fit in from behind, and then they're secured by the bolt, and that secures the mudguard here, and also you hook the brake hose into it. brake caliper. You remember I refitted these brake calipers the other day? Wasn't that a waste of time? Anyway, we're going to do it again. Lovely. So, some thread lock onto the threads of the caliper. Bring that back down. Insert bolt. And these are torqued to 35 Newton meters. That's that one done. I'll go over and do the other side now as well. Right, front axle nut, 78 Newton meters. 78 Newton meters. I have torqued the caliper bolts, refitted the brackets for the mudguards and the brake hoses. I've tightened the two top bolts on the mudguard. That's all secure. Likewise on this side, both torqued. I have to tighten the clamp bolts on the front axle. 20 Newton meters. Click. And so that's the front end built up again. Right, let's get this new air filter fitted. I see there's a slot down that far side that this obviously locates into to hold it in place up against the air box. That's that one. Yeah. That would appear to be it finally in place. It's going to be breathing clean air from here on. And we'll put the toolkit back in again. And secure it with the strap. Okay. There's a securing clip for the petrol tank, which just goes in somewhat like that, said he confidently. That's that. The oil filter for the Yamaha is here. I'll get that fitted. If I manage to get out of the box without cutting the hand off myself, first of all. Oh dear. It's not big. It's not big. But it is clever. I decided to give the centre stand the once over. So I took the rust off it and gave it a shot with stone chip black and 3 or 4 coats of lacquer. So at least it'll look nice whenever I put it back on again, which is what I'm going to do here now. I also put a bit of paint under the oil filter housing, give it a bit of a spruce up, you know, high temperature aluminium paint. Now we're going to put the oil in. Hey, look at that. Who even has one of these anymore? An oil tin. Do you know, I don't even know how much oil it takes, but there is a window. So there's an oil window on the side here, which indicates the level, and we're not there yet. I'll keep pouring until I see the level appearing. You tell me whenever you see it rising. There you go. It's coming up towards the top level. The thing about topping this up at the start is you have to go above the top level because the oil filter housing has to get full, and it takes about half a litre to do that. So I'll fill it up to above the level. What's that like now? Yeah, that's gonna do it. As you can see, I have got the exhaust downpipes back on. I haven't put the silencers on yet, and I'm not going to put the silencers back on just the minute I'm going to fire this up with no exhaust on it, just for the sheer hell of it. Right. Did you hear that? I think half the country heard it. Right, where's the oil level got to now? We'll give it a minute or two to settle down again. We're going to need to top it up. We're on the home straight now. Just going to put the belly pan back into place. Well, I don't think you needed to watch me putting that exhaust system back on, for it was just a cursing match. But that's it, that's all I'm doing for the meantime. Let's go over it front to back, I suppose. New front tyre, new front brake pads, exhaust system off, and back cleaned and back on again. Cleaned all the belly pan, took all the tar spots off it, everything's nice and shiny here, painted the oil filter housing, changed the oil and the oil filter, painted these up a bit, make them a bit tidier. Side stand and centre stand taken off, tidied up, painted and lacquered. Footrests and brackets taken off, these plates taken off and polished up and lacquered. Same with the pannier brackets at the back, and the new back tyre. All this stuff removed, cleaned and put back on again. New brake pads in the back. It looks a whole lot better than it did before. It's still a 31-year-old bike with 63,000 miles on it. It's never going to be an oil painting, but it was never meant to be. It was. This is actually my winter bike. I'm meant to be riding this at the minute, but I've got lazy. So that's more or less it. I just fire it up. It's a whole lot quieter now than it was when the silencers were off it. And the brake fluid's changed, forgot about that. So that'll do it for the meantime. We'll come back when I've got something else to do.